Welcome back to Nerdio Commentaries, Sonic and the Secret Rings playthrough. We've completed the first of our tutorials, and we're getting into the second one here. We learned the basics of turning left and right.
Always handy.
It's a good thing Char is there to teach Sonic all this stuff. Now we get into the jumping. Yeah, this game is played holding the Wii remote like a sort of like an original NES controller. So we got the 1 and the 2 buttons are your main action buttons. I don't think A does anything in this.
Yeah, everything else is pretty much like shaking the remote, I think, right?
Oh yeah, particularly that final boss.
There's a lot of shaking.
Yeah, as of the time of this recording, folks, I just completely finished the game last night, and after not having done it for about 6 months, I forgot just how brutal that guy can be. But yeah, we'll talk in depth about that guy once we get to him. So what do you think? Do you like these tutorial missions here?
I mean, I'm never a big fan of tutorials, but they're definitely necessary in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not terribly long.
No. Some of them get a little frustrating too, because one of the kind of downsides of this game is, as you're constantly going forward, you can actually run past something you need to do. And
going backwards, oh god.
Yeah, the backing up is a little wonky. One of the tutorials is actually just back up to collect 10 rings, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think they wanted to make it any longer than that. Okay, we're getting into the jump dash now. It's your basic homing attack without something to lock on to.
Yeah. A staple in the 3D Sonic series, it seems.
Yeah. He sort of had something like that too in the Sonic 3 when he could get like the fire shield.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He could shoot forward, you just didn't lock on to anything. Seems a lot of the power-ups he does get in other games kind of, harken back to the Sonic 3 days. In Sonic Adventure 2, you could get that double bounce thing.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Which was like the bubble shield. And, actually, I don't think he has anything that does like a double jump like the electric shield anymore.
It would be kind of handy in some stages, thinking back.
Oh yeah. Certainly wouldn't hurt.
So we did get the light dash, which was always fun.
Yeah. Yeah, Sonic's one of those guys that always learns lots of new tricks.
And then conveniently forgets them.
And he's kind of like Samus in that respect. She gets all these power-ups by the end of a game. She's like the ultimate death force of the universe. You start off the next game with a morph ball and 5 missiles.
Yep.
So now we get the homing attack. When you do a jump, as you're in the air, if you see like a red target on something, you can thrust the Wii remote forward to do your jump dash, which becomes a homing attack.
Now what I did like about this game, I know a lot of people weren't too crazy about it being on rails, but I think because it was on rails, they were able to make a lot of things look cooler. For example, the homing attack.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it always looks really intense whenever he does it.
Yeah, and a lot of the scenery, too, is like, I think there's some parts where you actually get like a side-scrolling view of them.
Oh, yeah.
It gives you time to actually appreciate the stuff you're just speeding past.
Definitely.
It's like I was watching some of the videos of Sonic Unleashed on the Xbox, and like those graphics are just super awesome. Everything looks so realistic. But as you're using your boost, you run past it at breakneck speed.
Yeah.
You can't really appreciate it.
That is definitely true.
But still looks pretty cool anyway. I don't have an Xbox myself, so I will at one point be doing a Sonic Unleashed playthrough. And that's going to be the Wii version for that.
Which is just as good, I'd say.
Yeah. Alright, so here we have the braking feature where you press the 1 button to stop yourself. Which you'd think wouldn't be that important in a game where it's all focused on speeding ahead. But yeah, some of the missions, they like to throw stuff right in your face. Like these giant spike balls of doom. Yeah, some of these missions are like just real easy.
But necessary.
Mm-hmm. Later on.
Getting medals for these, right?
Yeah, this is all... As far as the medal collecting aspect of it, these are all necessary too. There's you can get a bronze, silver, or gold medal based on how well you do. And those are required for unlocking. Like there's a special book, it's called, and there's all these all these different unlockable cut scenes and artwork and stuff. So here comes
the backup.
Yep, the reverse.
Remote tilted back toward yourself to back up.
So basically, you just tilt the remote backwards to walk back, and if you tilt it too far, I think it kind of confuses the remote and thinks you're pointing forward again.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen. So it's kind of hard to tell how far to tilt it back and how far is too far. But
I guess they figured you didn't have to back up so much in this game, but it would have been nice if they changed the camera so you could see more behind him.
Yeah.
But, oh well.
I did find a little trick that's kind of handy too. Like later on, you can get a power up that lets you actually jump backwards.
Oh, nice.
And as I do that, I'll hit 1 or hit 2 to jump backwards, and immediately hold the 1 button, which locks him in place when he lands.
Nice.
So that gives you a nice ability to sort of, slowly go back, but speed it up a tiny bit.
Mm-hmm.
Here's our short jump tutorial. Your basic goal here: just do 10 little short jumps to get to the goal.
I think this is the first tutorial where it's kind of not babying you a little bit, because he's moving a little bit faster in this one, it seems.
Yeah.
Because in the actual game, it's not as simple as it looks right now.
No way. It gets tough, especially when you get like your higher speed power-ups. There's so many things you gotta watch out for.
Oh, yeah.
As you can see there at the end of each mission, we have the level up system, where all these tutorials give you 1,000 experience points, and by the time you're done them all, you obtain your first level. And every time you level... What's that?
You got the grinding coming up?
Yeah, this is the grinding. I still don't really have a firm grip on how the grinding works.
It was a little difficult.
There are parts where there's like two different rails to grind on, and you're supposed to be able to jump from one to the other, but I find it kind of awkward to know how much to tilt the remote, what angle just to tilt it at too. And
yeah.
But all in all, there's not a whole lot of grinding in this game anyway. We have the nice little... If you're going for the gold medal, I think those springs are there just to slow you down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so basically, in the grinding mission, I think to get the best score, don't grind. Which you would think defeats the purpose, but whatever.
That's how those gold medals work, I suppose.
So we have our first level up. Our level goes up by 1, and you gain more skill points, which you can add these skills I'm obtaining here. Alright, stay tuned, folks. We'll catch you in part number 3.